Hello everyone, this is Eric, and here I have a really cool new toy that I made, and it is an air-powered, propeller-powered skateboard. So basically, I built this in 2 days for under $30, mainly because I had a lot of this stuff myself. So I had a skateboard, I had plenty of skateboards. I ripped this little engine off of an RC plane, like a big RC plane that I had. There's a servo, I already had that. This gas tank came with the plane. In there I have a receiver and battery pack, which I already had. So really all I bought was hardware and some fuel line and a new propeller. So yeah, basically I used some aluminum right angle bracket, as you can see, to make kind of a structure. And what I did was I bolted it onto the bottom of the board like that, or I screwed it onto the bottom of the deck. And then I added these little supports, these diagonals for support, because even after I made that cut, it was obviously a little bit too flexible. So I added 2 supports in there. And then I had to use this square aluminum tube right here because my clearance off the ground wasn't high enough. So now you can see it's a lot higher. And it served as a little compartment for my electronics too, which turned out really nice. And then I finally decided to mount my servo the right way with metal as opposed to double-sided tape. So there's my servo mount. I just kind of sandwiched it with 2 pieces of aluminum and bolted it down. And then yeah, the engine mount came with the engine, and then I just had this L bracket that actually I cut out of a square tubing. So that's another reason I didn't have to buy any material, because I already had a whole bunch of this square tubing, and I basically used that for almost everything. Okay, so now I'll show you kind of how the electronics work. So again, I have a basic receiver, little battery pack, servo here. So I turn on my transmitter. I built in a switch right here for the casing, And now once I pull the trigger, you can see how the carb, get this propeller out of the way, how the carb opens. If I want to cut it, I just go this way, and that'll cut the engine. So there's full throttle, engine cut. So yeah, it works really nice. And yeah, now I'm gonna fill it up with gas and try it out. Hey guys, so I just took it for a test ride, and I have some news. It wasn't very powerful. So first I'll kind of explain the concept of the design and why I chose to do it this way, and then I'll give you guys some tips on how to make it better than mine. So first off, I realized that I weigh 150 pounds, but I figured I wouldn't need 150 pounds of horizontal force to push me since I'm on wheels, right? So the coefficient of friction dramatically reduces the force necessary to push me. I didn't actually calculate it, but I just kind of, because I didn't have a different engine, so I was just going to try it and see if it worked. But basically, I added bigger wheels to help, reduce that friction a little bit more, and I thought with a couple different props I'd try out, maybe I could get enough thrust. And while I didn't necessarily think it could push me from stop, I thought for sure once I got going, it could maybe keep me at that speed or accelerate me a little bit more. So let me talk about what you guys can do if you're going to build your own and how to make it better. So first off, safety is kind of a big deal with this type of project because that thing is dangerous. So originally this was the back of the skateboard, and I was going to be going that way. But then I kind of got scared that my foot would get pulled into the prop, or if I would kick, it would hit the prop. So I ended up making this the front, that way I could kick my foot back without having any issues. You still gotta watch out when you kind of retract your foot that you don't run into the prop, but make it far enough away and give yourself enough ground clearance so that you don't run into anything. Next, so this is like a 10cc, possibly 15cc nitro engine from an airplane. You guys wanna use at least a 20-25cc. And that's a suggestion. I don't even know if that's powerful enough, but at least 20-25cc would be my next try, my next guess. And then you got to work with different props. So I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, that you should be using a higher pitch prop for more thrust, and probably a larger diameter too to get larger thrust. So generally, I think your engines are lower RPM than some of those electric motors with high kV ratings. So if you get a, like a not super high RPM motor, then you can get a high pitch prop that should deliver a lot of thrust. And this right here is a 10-inch prop with an 8-inch pitch, but you can maybe step it up to a 12-inch prop with probably some higher pitch or something around there. So yeah, maybe some bigger wheels. These are 16mm wheels. Maybe you can go even bigger, but I would say definitely the biggest thing is a bigger engine and bigger prop. So good luck, guys. Bye. I wanted to add one last thing. Normally I would be making a second and third and fourth version until it works, but I don't have time because I'm going back to college. So that's why I'm giving you guys the tips to build it yourself. Hope you enjoyed the video. See ya.